How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to talk about the Oppo Find 7, and I just received this packaging a few days ago. It comes in this box. Inside there's also another box, aluminum based packaging inside. I'm going to talk just a few things about this phone, and I'm going to do a quick comparison with the HTC One M7, the sound quality, display quality, because we know that the display on the HTC One M7 was the highlight of the phone, and also the dual speakers in the front was a highlight of last year's flagship. Now obviously there's the HTC One M8, but now just for comparison's sake, I'm going to talk about just a little bit about the highlights of Oppo Find 7 and why it's such a great phone. So this is my second unboxing. I have unboxed this phone before. I couldn't get, I couldn't wait, and I had to just open up the box and use it myself. But here it is anyway. I'm gonna do it a second time to the best of my abilities. I've arranged everything back to normal, so you guys can get a glimpse of what you would expect when you receive the packaging yourself. So this is the box, and this is the carrying case of the Oppo Find 7. I'm just gonna leave it in here and take it out like this. So this is the covering case from the front. It's really fancy. They really did a really great job of presenting this phone. And oh, there we go. Now I can reach in and get it. So this is the Find 7, and as you can see, I have taken off the screen protector that came with the phone initially, just so I can use the phone myself. So here it is. We pull this tab, and you have the phone here. Now I'm gonna jump right into this phone. I know a lot of other reviews they talk about the accessories and all that first, but this is the Oppo Find 7. My initial reaction to the phone was actually it's really nice. I thought the bezel here, which is made of some type of metal, is a really great add-on. I think it gives the phone a highlight. It doesn't feel cheap at all. The back actually is very textured. This one's the carbon fiber look on the back. I forgot what they called it, but I think it was like midnight black or something. The highlights of the back as well, as you can tell, there's the engraving there. Subtle silver accents really give it a shine. The back actually feels textured really nicely. It's not that slippery, but it can still fall out of your hand. But the phone definitely doesn't feel cheap at all. It's a really great manufactured phone. The camera's right there, dual flash, and I'm gonna take off the screen protector here and give you guys a glimpse of how it looks. So this is the display, and to the best of my abilities, you can also see it. You can only see it so much in terms of the resolution, and because the recording device is 1080p. But I gotta say, the display is really great. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about it, and I'm gonna leave this aside for a second so you can see also how the rest of the packaging looks. Now once you remove this cover and go into the actual packaging, this is where the manuals and everything are kept. It's a really nice packaging. They have all the stuff that you need to know about it in there. I think it also talks a little bit about the warranty with Oppo, and that is the awesome charger that I've been using for 2 days now. It's really great, and honestly, within an hour or roughly around that time, I can get the phone from 10% up to 100% again. It's just amazing. It's been really great. I can sit in cafes, Starbucks or Second Cup, whatever is around that has an outlet, just plug it in. In just a few moments I'll be able to get back up to 50-60%, just once I finish my drink, for example. There's the earbuds that I haven't tested yet. It looks really good, silver accents as well, and it definitely looks much more better than the ones that Samsung will give you. I don't know about the HTC ones, I haven't tried that one yet. And this is the USB cable that you can just plug into the computer, or sync cable, you can use it to transfer files. This is how it all looks. This one, as you can tell, the charger, you can't unplug the cable. That's why they give you a separate USB sync cable. Okay, now moving back into the device. So the device here is unique in the way that with its display off, you can actually give it commands as well, or gestures as it would be called. You can have, for example, a circular gesture, and that would enable it to go straight into the camera. And the camera is really great. I tried taking a few photos with it. It's amazing. This is the display itself. Now, a lot of people complain about the color OS, and I actually personally find it really not that bad. It's actually pretty attractive with what it is, and it's very useful. The color OS gives you, for example, the camera widget, music widget, which I haven't been able to test with the music widget yet. But you can also change the icons and the theme entirely of the phone. It comes with an app that basically allows you to look at what other themes you want and just go ahead and choose and select them. It comes with a whole box of tools that you can use. Let me go ahead and draw it out here. The only complaint that I do have is that within the app drawer, it doesn't really give you the option to to put it in alphabet order, or to do anything to sort with any way. But anyway, we'll go into themes here. So for example, this is the background that I just selected for the lock screen, but you can choose any wallpaper here. It has a built-in app that lets you do that. What else is there? You can also choose, for example, and download themes online, which gives you a whole retouch of your home screen and your icons. So lots of options, and honestly, I don't find it color OS to be that bad. This is the updated version. It's not color OS 2.0. It's just the 1.2.1, I think it was. And as you can see, you can choose more themes here. Effects, only 3 effects so far on this version, and it's just really handy. And you can click this button and jump between wallpapers and other options. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a few things here. First of all, notification in ColorOS is amazing. I actually really like it because it has this ability to contract and also expand, while on your daily use you don't need to look at all those things. For example, you don't need to see the power saver and whatnot. You just use these typical ones: Wi-Fi, mobile data, ring, or silencing, and all of these are here. The options are here. You can edit it as well. The brightness bar is here as well. It also does something really useful for me personally, which is showing me how much memory I've been using. For example, when I have a lot of apps out, I just hold the app drawer, show me the apps that are running, and right here it says the RAM usage. This is 2.5. Right now I have 2.45 RAM used, and then the rest is available. Anyway, you can hit this button here and it would clear everything out and release some of the RAM. I personally don't find this color OS to be too bad, as I said again. And I'll go right into showing you, for example, compared to the HTC One, what the display looks like. So this is the specs of the display here. As you can see, this is the Oppo International version. I'm in Canada. It's only on 4.3 right now, but let's go into the interesting stuff here. Display. This display is 1440 by 2560. So a lot of people call it 2.5K screen. It's definitely more than 1080p. The size of it, of the screen, is around 5.5 inches, or 5.46 to be exact. So DPI count. Now this is the interesting thing here. Density accounts to be 640. I don't think it's that high. It's only around 500 something. But the HTC One M7, for example, was one of the highest display density phones out in the market last year, and that one only had 440 something, from what I remember. Great screen, and it shows everything here. This is just an app that I use, so I'm gonna put this one down here and show you, for example, how the screen on the HTC One M7 looks. Now this one is running on 4.4.2. The size of it, pixel density is 1080 by 1920. Okay, so this one's only up to 2K, quote unquote, or as they would call it, Full HD, 1080p. Pixel density is only 480. Okay, so this one's around 480 actually, not 440. And what else can I pull out around here? A gradient generator, for example. You can see the colors in comparison on this screen. Now I do find that on this display of the Oppo Find 7, the viewing angle is not as good as some other phones out there. You know, but honestly, you won't be looking at your phone like this, and even like so, you can still see details. It's not completely washed out like these previous Sony devices. So let's go over here. You have the gradient image generator here as well. So they're very, very similar. Actually, in this one, it could be due to brightness as well, but the Oppo Find 7 has a brighter display of colors. Okay, let me see if I can change the brightness here. It's set on automatic actually for both of them. But I'm going to turn it up to full brightness. Just give me a second here. Okay, there we go. So now they're both at brightest capacity. And there's the display. And this one over here. There's a quick color comparison for you. Okay, viewing angles. As you can tell, the M7 has a slightly better viewing angle than the Oppo Find 7. But the Oppo Find 7 also has the LCD IPS screen. Okay. And next we're going to do a quick comparison of the sound quality, which is one of the actual highlights of this phone. I love it. There's two speakers down here as well. Instead of on the front though, that gives it the bulk look. It's actually located on the back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out a quick sound file for you. And we're going to do some comparison, okay? So here's the, I'm going to use Google Play Music. Turn on max volume. Okay. And here it is on the HTC One, on max volume. Let me play this some more while holding it up for you. As you can tell, it's not as loud as the Oppo Find 7. So that's actually one of the highlights of the phone that I found. Another thing is also, but one complaint actually I want to talk about is the capacitive buttons here. As you can tell, you can't really see it. It's actually really hard to see. There's no setting that allows you to turn on brightness of those buttons, but it's there. And if you look really closely, you can probably see it. Even in real life, when you're looking at this phone with your own eyes, it's really hard to see, but at night it works perfectly. During the day though, when you're out in the sun, it's definitely not good at all. So that's one complaint that I have. It's just these buttons here. I don't know why they chose to use such weak lighting. So that's what I've covered so far on build quality, display, the sound I've showed you. Also, I want to talk a little bit about finally one advantage or a couple advantages that this phone has over most flagships nowadays. Actually, the micro SD card is available, and it's actually underneath this covering here. Now this phone doesn't really have a dent for you to take out the back cover, but that's alright. So the speakers are here, micro SD card is available. So for example, the M7 doesn't have that. You also have gesture control on the screen, which I showed you earlier. For example, you draw a circle, it would show a gesture where you can take photos. You can also do other presets. I think this one was flashlight. So really handy actually for me, especially the flashlight app. And here it is a little bit more. I'm going to rotate the phone for you to see. And that's all the time that we have today to talk about the Oppo Find 7, and also a little bit short comparison of sound quality and display quality with the previous year's flagships. I haven't had a chance to compare it to the Galaxy S5 or the One M8, but everything on paper though, this screen is much better. The LG G3 is also out. We don't know how that fares against this phone yet, but have a look at other reviews online and see what you think. Personally, I would really recommend you to choose this phone. The camera especially is amazing. 50 megapixels condensed into one photo. How that happens is basically it takes multiple photos and while you hold the button, and then it condenses it into one large photo. So that one worked really well for me. The coloring of the photos is really great as well. Really recommended phone. Okay, thank you guys.